Subscribe now. EU debates.
Today we are presenting an emergency proposal for a targeted and time-limited intervention to address high energy prices. Well, we need to take this step to prevent a worsening of the outlook and protect citizens and business from the effects of spiking prices. Unfortunately, the summer has not offered a break from the energy crisis. Gas flows from Russia have further dropped. Since July, the manipulation of supplies is tightening the market and pushing gas prices to new records. These tensions are having a ripple effect on the electricity market, and this has been made worse by other challenges, including an extraordinary hot and dry summer that gives us a taste of the impact of climate change. As a result, electricity prices are at unsustainable levels. This is hurting our people and our industry. And member states are continuing to take steps to shield consumers and support energy utilities experiencing liquidity issues. But given the scale of this crisis, there is significant value to be added with coordinated intervention at EU level. And this is the basis of today's proposal. First, we are encouraging member states to continue their efforts to keep electricity consumption in check. There will be binding target for peak hours. So member states would have to cut consumption during the most expensive time when gas generally sets the price by at least 5%. And this will reduce pressure to prices across the EU, alleviate security of supply concerns and reduce the risk of blackouts or rationing. It will be up to member states to identify the peak hours and to choose appropriate measures to reduce demand. But the direction is clear and common to all. Second, member states have taken measures to mitigate the price increases at a considerable cost for their budgets. And they are looking now for new ways to sustain this effort. And today we are proposing a temporary correction to the functioning of the electricity market, which will help them to do that. So we are proposing to set a limit at EU level for the remuneration of the inframarginal electricity technologies. Today, gas and sometimes coal usually set the final price for wholesale electricity. A company that produces electricity with lower costs will benefit massively out of it, resulting in excessive revenues. At the same time, consumers do not get the benefits of their bills of the growing share of the renewables and a EU-wide cap at 180 euros per megawatt hour on revenues from different technologies like renewables, also nuclear energy, also lignite, will generate funds that can be channeled then to support consumers. And today's proposal also gives member states the option to extend regulated retail electricity prices to small and medium-sized enterprises and sets out that such regulated prices can be lower than electricity costs. And this brings legal clarity and certainty over what member states can do in this area. Finally, the oil, gas and coal companies, which are also making huge unexpected profits, should be part of the effort to address this crisis. And we are therefore introducing an exceptional solidarity contribution from the fossil fuel sector that targets these surplus profits. And it would be collected by member states on 2022 profits, which are above a 20% increase of the average profits of the previous 3 years at a rate of at least 33%. And we believe that this is a fair and proportionate, leaving a margin for future investments. While it's an EU-level policy, the member states will be in charge of collecting the revenues and channeling them into consumer support measures and investments related to the energy transition. And these are the key elements of our Article 122 regulation. On top of this, we are taking action to prevent the energy crisis from turning into a financial market crisis and to preserve the level playing field in the single market. In a number of member states, energy companies are struggling with liquidity, and Commissioner McGuinness and her services have kick-started work on measures to solve the liquidity issues on the energy futures market. Executive Vice President Margrethe Vestager has begun the process of simplifying the procedures and expanding the scope for state guarantees under the temporary crisis framework for state aid. And by addressing these urgent issues, we will also preserve the progress made in preparing Europe to go through the coming winter safely. The joint storage policy and the coordinated gas demand reduction efforts are also working well. The EU storage level, as Franz mentioned, is over 84% by now, and the monthly gas consumption is around 10% lower than in previous years. And we have also made huge strides in securing alternative gas supplies. Norway, not Russia, is the biggest gas supplier to the EU today. Flows from other partners have increased, and the US has already delivered the additional 15 BCM of LNG agreed by Presidents von der Leyen and Biden. And we have come a long way on the road to repower EU since March. But we know that this is a long game. We continue to believe that a gas price cap on Russian pipeline imports is warranted, but more work is needed to assess adverse impact on some member states. And in addition, we are deepening our analysis of how a horizontal cap on all gas imported in Europe would work and what are its implications. As President von der Leyen said this morning, we will develop with the member states a set of measures that take into account the specific nature of our relationship with suppliers, ranging from unreliable suppliers such as Russia to reliable friends and partners. So she also mentioned that we are looking into a complementary EU price index for LNG. TTF, the current pricing benchmark for gas, is not up to current situation on the market. And in the end, the only lasting solution both to the energy security of supply and price challenges is a green and efficient energy system. And this is why the Parliament's vote today on the revision of the European Renewables and Energy Efficiency Directives was so important. And now I truly hope that our co-legislators can also accelerate the work on the Repower EU proposals on permitting and authorisation. Thank you.